Good morning, all you lovely people. Welcome back to another episode of Grumpy Old Git in the Corner. On a Monday that it's absolutely clear blue sky out there, but slowly there's that grey haze sort of creeping over that is being produced somewhere. But obviously the big thing this week is the vote tomorrow on the welfare cuts. Starmer losing the plot? Has he made more empty promises with his we will not take benefits from existing claimants, but we will on new claims? Now, we won't know the outcome till tomorrow, and we won't know how many MPs swallow his bullshit, vote for it or vote against it, whichever way they go. I would say vote against it, because the government can't be trusted. But if you take the facts of this, two people with the same illness, same disability, one gets his benefit cut and the other won't. Now, surely under the Discriminations Act 2010, I think it is, this would be illegal. I'm sure it was. It would be against the law, because you're blatantly discriminating between two people with the same illness. But as I say, tomorrow the MPs have got to make their own minds up whether they trust or mistrust Starmer. As I say, nobody should trust him. We shouldn't even be trusting the MPs, but there you go. Now, another big one today. Oh, Glastonbury. What have you become? What a fucking disgrace. Now, I can remember when you could go to the festival, freely walk around after smoking some happy gear, shall I say. Watch some of your favourite bands, all in the one place. And also a lot of bands that you would probably see in the future up there in the hit lists. But yeah, the weed was tolerated by the police because it kept everything peaceful. You get the odd scuffle at these things, you always do. A few drunken louts. But look at it this year. It was like a fucking prison camp. Big security fence round the outside. Watchtowers. It looked more like a prison camp than a fucking festival site. And behind the fence, it seemed it was full of net zero loons or terrorist supporting lunatics. You know, to be fair, there probably were many genuine festival goers that were there to see what they're supposed to see, what they've always used to be seeing. Not what happened this weekend. You know, a lot of the big acts were there. They weren't there to perform. They were there to virtual signal. Obviously, we've seen it. And what a shit shower it has descended into. What Glastonbury has become. It's a virtual signalling festival now. But the fact that some of these acts were spouting support for banned terrorist organisations, some that are to be banned, the government says by law this is illegal, showing support for these terrorist groups on the list. But these guys doing it in public, on stage in front of thousands and thousands of people, and the police are saying nobody will be arrested after they've investigated. Wow. But they'll happily arrest people for wayward memes. They'll happily put people in prison that were innocent and die in prison. Lucy Connolly is still there waiting. And then they got the cheek to shout out there's no two-tier policing. and then actually in front of our fucking eyes do two-tier policing. As far as I'm concerned, that's RIP Glastonbury. It's gone. It's a part of history that has gone the wrong direction, and it will always be remembered for that now. Now, the other breaking news today, which is going to absolutely rile many people up, including me. As you know, the COVID inquiry is still ongoing. I said it would take years for the truth to come out about this. But it would appear some truths are now not going to be able to come out, because they are saying they are not going to interview high profile people. Boris Johnson is one, so many politicians will not be questioned on this. How can this be a genuine public inquiry if you do not interview everybody involved? You're just showing the corruption again now. Covering up. That's all this fucking lot do now. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I've got a busy couple of weeks before myself and Mrs. W go away for our 10 days convalescence, as it were. Including getting stuff ready, and I've got an absolute multitude of doctors and hospital appointments over the next 2 weeks. So, but if there's no video tomorrow, I will be live as usual on Wednesday night. Apologies for cutting it a bit short last week, but I was absolutely shattered. But we'll try and keep going for the full 2 hours this week. I'm still under the weather, but hey, when ain't I? But as always, guys, enjoy the summer weather. You know, we're not all going to cook to death like they tell us to be careful of. You know, they seem to forget that hundreds of thousands of Brits go away every year to seek this sort of weather. But they're warning about us at home. You know, they're also warning about the risk of attack from Russia, or the nasty new bugs that they keep inventing. We are facing the biggest threat this country has ever seen and ever had. It's from our own government, and they will destroy this fucking country faster than any external enemy. Keep up the fight against them, guys. With that, as always, before I go, no matter what you're doing, please stay safe, stay strong, most of all, stay free. Respect, people.